In search of the Lupot collection of supernatural artifacts. Nicolas Lupot was one of the most illustrious French violin makers of his time. Lupot was born in Stuttgart. He was apprenticed to his father and worked in Orleans until 1794. Soon after, he moved to Paris, where he was appointed violin maker to the king in 1815, and to the Conservatoire of Paris in 1816. This latter post involved furnishing instruments awarded to first prize winners. Lupot was ordered by King Louis to make an orchestra of stringed instruments which were to be decorated/embellished with the coat of arms of France. He ambitiously undertook in 1820 to replace all the instruments of the royal orchestra with new ones of his own make, but death in 1824 prevented him from fulfilling this plan. During this time he became obsessed with strange supernatural artifacts. He began to trade violins for parts of collections he found. He did this in secret for fear that he would be punished by the king. After his death, his collections were sold off, making their way all over the world. Here are a few of the items still out there, possibility in your basement or attic. As a word of caution, if you were to find one of the items, please put it in a wood or lead box. Maelstrom Stone. The Maelstrom Stone is an ancient artifact from a primitive nation that vanished thousands of years ago. Scholars know little about its designers, except for the fact that at the height of their influence they ruled over much of the northern hemisphere. Sadly, they were destroyed in a terrible cataclysm, but this treasure remains as a witness to their existence. Some say that the Maelstrom Stone has a mind of its own, and will only remain with an owner if it chooses to do so. Rumor has it that the relic remained quiet while in the possession of Stacy Reed, but it then vanished after being passed down to the adventurer's daughter. Whether this is true, or the heir simply sold it and then claimed it vanished, is impossible to say. Does the Maelstrom Stone possess great technological secrets of a long-lost civilization, or is it simply a valuable treasure that has no actual power? No one can say, but if the legends are true, its potential to change the world is truly staggering. The Rusted Atlas. The true origin of the Rusted Atlas has been forgotten. The ancient relic appeared in the collection of an alchemist centuries ago, with no explanation of its origin or how it was obtained. Its true abilities were accidentally discovered by the shadowy young man who inherited it, and ever since then people have sought to obtain it. Throughout recorded history, countless individuals have tried to obtain this legendary artifact. Millionaires have spent fortunes hunting for it, and others have searched for it until the day they died. Yet, despite their best efforts, the Rusted Atlas has remained concealed. Its location is unknown, and it may remain that way forever. The Rusted Atlas is a mysterious and deadly relic. There are many tales about careless people who attempted to use it and who lost their lives. No one really knows what it actually does or what it is supposed to do. All that is known is that those who tried to access its power were never the same again. The Rune Robe of Light. The Rune Robe of Light was found in the ruins of a forgotten empire that once lived in the Arctic tundra. At first the mysterious item was thought to be simply another ancient relic, but an explorer accidentally discovered its true power. It was placed in a castle and guarded, but it was quickly stolen, and has been sought after ever since. History says that no one can own the Rune Robe of Light for long, because otherworldly forces will retrieve it from whoever is lucky enough to find it. The famous scholar Kurt Hubbard claimed that it suddenly disappeared from its well-guarded vault, but as no one else witnessed this, the tale cannot be proven. Does the Rune Robe of Light possess great engineering secrets of a long-lost era, or is it simply a priceless treasure that has little actual power? No one can say, but if the stories are to be believed, its potential to cause harm and making the owner become invisible, could seriously change the outcome of many human events. The last known report had the item with a Chinese company, which claimed they could bend light. A viral Facebook video was posted of the inventor becoming invisible, when he held up a piece of fabric in front of the camera. The rusted timepiece of the dead. The rusted timepiece of the dead was found by an archaeologist in the ruins of an old castle. He possessed it for a month, before it was stolen from him and the relic was forgotten. Since then there have been multiple accounts of its whereabouts. Some say that it is merely a myth, and it never existed at all. Others insist that it is real, and has brought great wealth to its owners. What is certain is that people have spent many years looking for it, but what they found, they will not say. Throughout the centuries many people have tried to obtain this fabled artifact. Explorers have spent fortunes searching for it, and others have died trying to find it. Yet, in spite of their best efforts, the rusted timepiece of the dead has remained a myth. Its whereabouts is unknown, and it may remain that way forever. Historians are uncertain about what the rusted timepiece of the dead was designed to accomplish, or if it even has a purpose at all. Some say that it is a relic of overwhelming power. Others say that it contains long-forgotten secrets. In all likelihood, though, it is most likely nothing more than an interesting historical artifact. However, in the mid-1980s, Tesla, the carmaker, had been reported with a timepiece that met the known descriptions. Could this be how he has become so wealthy? The Silver Fleece. The Silver Fleece was created by a brilliant alchemist of a long-forgotten era. Some say he was attempting to produce an artifact of great beauty, others insist that he was a fool who wanted to conquer the world. Regardless of his intentions, what he created turned out to be a priceless relic that has been fought over ever since. The mythical banker Dina Bond was the last person who looked for the powerful Silver Fleece. Whether the artifact was found or not, Dina refused to say. However, in later years Dina mysteriously vanished, and was never seen again. During this time, the owner of the large company known as Facebook was said to have a close relation with Ms. Bond. One has to wonder if this is how Facebook became the giant it is today. Those who once bore the Silver Fleece claim that it has tremendous electric powers. Others dispute the idea that they ever owned the artifact, and say that its true purpose is much more sinister. Only the discovery of the artifact can reveal the truth. The Emerald Clock. The Emerald Clock is an artifact from a bygone era. No one knows where it came from or who built it. Its beginnings are shrouded in darkness. On the back, however, one could find the Roman numerals for the year 2018, many argue these are just maker's marks. Throughout the centuries many people have tried to find this mysterious relic. Collectors have spent fortunes hunting for it, and others have spent their entire lives searching for it. Yet, in spite of their best efforts, the Emerald Clock has remained unfound. Its whereabouts is unknown, and it may remain that way forever. Does the Emerald Clock possess great scientific secrets of a long-lost empire, or is it simply a rare treasure that has little actual power? Time will tell. The War Cowl. The true origin of the War Cowl has been kept secret for more than 1,000 years. A powerful group of warriors have watched over the relic and its secrets, and have worked hard to keep it out of the public eye. This secretive group is the only ones who know what civilization fashioned it or why it was made. However, some experts insist that the caretakers themselves are not real, and were invented to explain why there are so few historical records about the War Cowl. History claims that no one can own the War Cowl for long, because dark forces will steal it from whoever is unfortunate enough to unearth it. The well-respected explorer Sandy Salazar claimed that it mysteriously disappeared from its protective case, but as no one else witnessed this, the story cannot be confirmed. Only one thing was for sure: they found Sandy with the old Viking axe in her head. The Forged Sphere of the Beast. The Forged Sphere of the Beast has been praised as one of civilization's most priceless treasures ever since it was formed millennia ago for a long-forgotten emperor of the Aztecs. It has been eagerly sought through the centuries, carefully protected by those unlucky enough to own it for a short period of time. Although many have bragged about owning it, few have dared to unleash its power. Jerry Gallagher claimed to have seen the treasure in a ruin hidden in the deep forest. However, the archaeologist was unable to provide any evidence, and the treasure's supposed hiding place was never located again. Him and his group still look for it today. There are many stories about the forged sphere of the beast. Some say that ancient races used it to change the flow of time itself. A few claim that whoever owns this relic will be bestowed with power beyond imagination. The Lightning Scroll of the Watchers. The history of the Lightning Scroll of the Watchers has been lost. The priceless relic appeared in the collection of an explorer 1,000 years ago, with no account of its origin or how it was obtained. Its true potential was accidentally discovered by the thoughtful young man who inherited it, and ever since then people have fought over it. The world-renowned assassin Gerald Jefferson was the last person who sought the powerful Lightning Scroll of the Watchers. Whether the relic was discovered or not, Gerald refused to say. However, in later years Gerald mysteriously disappeared, and was never seen again. The purpose of the Lightning Scroll of the Watchers is shrouded in legend. Some believe that it was used to control the weather, but others dispute this. The only way to know the truth is to find this treasure and wield it. However, some thinks it has found a new owner. With all of the current weather events, one should add the Watchers are said to live in the shadows, in a place that has no time. If they have lost such an item, I am sure they will be looking for it. The Gold Bracelet of Nightmares. According to ancient scrolls, the gold bracelet of nightmares first appeared when it was given to a powerful conqueror by a shadowy individual. After his disappearance, the relic was passed on to his children, who struggled over it and eventually lost it. The relic then passed out of knowledge, until it appeared years later in the hands of a museum curator, only to vanish yet again. Some historians say that the gold bracelet of nightmares is protected by supernatural forces. Others say that the relic itself possesses a mind of its own, and does not wish to be taken from its resting place. Whatever the case may be, the artifact has largely been absent from the historical record and has remained in the realm of myth. One historian thought the item may have been melted down and used to make many other rings and bracelets. This brings up a disturbing thought: what if this item was turned into many? Ask yourself, do you wear anything made of gold? And do you have nightmares? Does the gold bracelet of nightmares truly grant its bearer the power to control the shadow, or does it allow the shadows to control you? The Prism of Hope. The gold prism is an age-old artifact. No one really knows its origin or who built it. Its beginnings are shrouded in mystery. Legend says that anyone who owns the gold prism will become a wolf, and will be able to rule the world. Others say that it brings only a plague to the one who owns it. Since the artifact has been lost, no one can say for sure. Stay paranoid, my friends.